This is a walkthrough of the OpenText Developer Workbench, a utility app carefully curated to help you see the power and capabilities of Trust Services. Developer Workbench uses all the APIs that are offered in the Trust Services API bundle and shows how the various content management tasks are accomplished using these APIs in an easy and convenient manner. Trust Services offered by OpenText is a comprehensive collection of content management APIs that help you build applications with highly robust and secure information management capabilities, which we will soon see as we explore Developer Workbench. You can sign up for a free trial of Trust Services by visiting developer.opentext.com. The OpenText Cloud Platform, or OCP, in addition to powering the APIs and SaaS applications, provides the option to use your organization's preferred identity management system to authenticate users to access the OpenText APIs and content storage. By federating the OpenText account with an identity provider like Google IDP, you can enable users to use your Google identity and credentials to sign into OpenText services. Once the Google IDP is set up as the authenticator, whenever your application logs into OpenText Cloud Platform, your users can choose to log in with Google. You can also try this out in the Developer Workbench. In Developer Workbench, you can choose the perspective that you want to experience. In the library management perspective, you are able to view and manage folders, documents, and custom objects created by the app in your tenant. In Workbench, you can create new folders, upload new documents, and download files from content storage. These use the Content Metadata service and the Content Storage service. Every time you perform an action, you can see the APIs that are generated on the right-hand side. This is an excellent way to learn how to implement similar functionality in your own applications. Another feature that is included in the library management perspective is the option to view documents using the viewer service that is included in the Trust Services. The viewer also gives you the option to add annotations to the documents. The library management perspective also demonstrates the use of RiskGuard service to identify any risk posed by the contents of these documents. RiskGuard can identify PII and PSI if the document contains textual information. For documents with images, it can identify images that may pose risk, such as an image of a weapon in this file. There are additional document management functionalities demonstrated in the library perspective, such as the OCR and barcode capture, both of which make use of the capture service. And finally, if you pull the information on the document, the tool shows all the properties such as document attributes, system attributes, traits, ACL, and so on, each of which is simply a call to CMS as demonstrated in the API drawer. To make this tool even more useful, there's an option to add a pause between API calls so you can follow the sequence of calls. Option to highlight the section of the workbench that is invoking the API calls. Option to see the data returned in each of the API calls. And link to the API documentation. This is all made available to help you become familiar with the Trust Service APIs in as short a time as possible. In the process admin perspective, the Workbench showcases business process management. It allows you to see the process in the process modeler, where you can also make changes to the process model. You can also check out the process instances in progress to see where the process is currently at and see the state of all the variables. You can also view the tasks currently assigned in the Task View tab. And lastly, a history of all the processes run by the application. For each process, we can view the details, the variables, the tasks generated by the process, and the activities carried out. All of these are powered by the workflow service. In the Decision Models view, you can check out the decision models used by the application, modify the rules definition if required, and then test out the models. You can also view the history of the previous executions of the decision model. These functionalities are implemented using the decision service. Then there is the capture perspective, which makes use of the APIs from the capture service. Here, the Workbench allows you to carry out full-page OCR, image processing, advanced recognition, and intelligent extraction. The intelligent extraction engine makes use of AI to extract data from the documents. Once again, all API calls are logged in the API drawer on the right-hand side, where you can manually edit a previously executed API call and resubmit the request. You can also export the API calls as a Postman collection. There is much more to experience and learn from the OpenText Developer Workbench. Download it today and fast-track your integration of OpenText Trust Services for information management into your applications. To read more about OpenText Trust Services and download the Developer Workbench, visit developer.opentext.com. Thank you for watching this video.